I can't lie, this is a dramatic way to name a video. But it all comes down to you leading by example. It all comes down to self-trust and self-love. Do you know what I mean? There are 4 teenage boys staring at me and laughing right now. They're smoking something. What a nice contrast. Look at all these roses. I'm sitting under an apple tree. Anyways, let's talk about this. I live my life as if my daughter is watching. I live my life as if I have a child and they're looking at me, growing with me, and soaking all of my experiences in and mirroring them. I feel like at a certain stage of your maturity, self-exploration, and just overall evolution, you come to a stage where you start to parent yourself and you become your own child. So why I put it like daughter, because I am a daughter for myself, basically. In Christian morality, I feel like it's kind of like you view yourself like a little child, like a daughter of God, like a son of God, and in that sense you treat yourself with respect and kindness and make choices around this idea. For me, I've realized that it's very important to feel safe, because what parents are for is to provide safety, to provide stability, to provide comfort, warmth, love, joy, excitement, education, to provide love. And me living as if I already have a child, and for obvious reasons I don't have a child, I'm 18. Me living with this idea as if this little girl is already somewhere here, looking at me every day, watching what I do, mirroring my actions, listening to what I say, how I talk about myself. I'm forced to act as the woman that I want and need to be. I'm forced by nature to be who I am. I'm forced to respect myself. I'm forced to consciously choose to take actions daily, repeated routines, repeated promises to myself. I need to show this little girl what she's capable of. The funniest thing is, it's all about yourself, actually. Anything that you do is spiraling around your feeling. We don't even crave happiness, we just crave deeper being here right now and feeling fulfilled. So even in you acting as the most high value, I hate this word, person that you can be for your child, imaginary, like illusionary, hypothetical kid, you basically reflect it onto yourself as if you are that kid. So this kind of, the daughter that is watching me is actually my inner child. Because if you really look at patterns in your life, in your parents' life, if you are blessed enough to have parents, what ends up happening, they reflect how they were treated as a child onto you. And if they're conscious enough, they will try to do as much as they can to give you everything that they didn't have. Example, I don't know if I want to give an example because it's too personal, but it's like if your parent didn't get the attention in their childhood, they will try to give you as much attention. Or if your parent is one of the siblings and they didn't have enough attention, and they brought 2 kids into this world, they will make sure that both kids are happy and they're equal and they're like loved equally and they get enough attention. So what ends up happening, you act in a way that will provide safety for your inner child. So me living as if I have a daughter, I will explain what I mean later. It all comes down to self-concept, self-love, self-trust. And I've been getting a lot of questions about how to trust yourself, how to not procrastinate, how to love yourself, how to stop negative self-talk, all of that. And I will just answer it in this video. I live as if a little girl that it was once me and will be a little version of me is watching me at every single moment of my life. Every single second of my day, I feel this responsibility to show up as who I want to be and bring actions and react to things in ways that will reflect the reality that I want for my daughter, that I want for my children. So I kind of can't fail. And I don't feel the pressure. It's more like I'm me. I'm naturally feeling everything. I don't have to be perfect. I don't want my child to feel the pressure of having to be perfect. That's why I give myself space. I give myself grace. I give myself respect. I treat myself with love and kindness because this is everything that I want for my daughter. I will never let my daughter disrespect herself in a way that, she won't be chasing no man. She won't be asking for attention in disrespectful ways, acting out of desperation, out of lack, out of fear. She will never have to ask for love. She will just embody it by soaking it in the family through observing the relationship dynamic that I will provide in my family. Me working on myself in that way is giving me the space and is giving me the responsibility and is showing me how real it is, how achievable it is. It's everything is in my hands. What I do right now, how I act right now, is what will reflect onto the future of my kids. And globally speaking, is how I build this world because our kids are our future. And I love this because it's not even just kids. Everything in your life reflects everything else in your life. Your creativity, your work, your career, your outside family relationships, anything, literally anything in your life will be affected by how you value yourself, how you see yourself, and how you act. And this concept of having this responsibility of having a child doesn't give you space to disrespect yourself and not act aligned with your values. If you have values, that's very important because I will say it's easier for me to put it like that if you don't act aligned with God. Not religiously speaking, but I think you know what I mean. So it doesn't give you space to do that. It's like you can't. Your kid is watching. Like, what are you doing? What are you eating? Why are you up at 12 a.m. if you're not working? What are you doing outside with these people? Why are you talking to this person? It's clearly draining your energy. Why are you doing? You just can't have space for it. You just don't do it because why? There's no reason. There's no time. The kid is watching. The kid is watching your behavior. The kid will reflect this behavior. Do you want your child to act like you are acting right now? That's the question. So let's talk about self-love, self-trust, self-concept, self-realizations. How I build myself into the person that I trust the most. How can I notice anything good in people if I don't see anything good in me? I make sure my heart is good so I can attract people whose heart is good so I can show them how good they are. I don't have to go the opposite way and attract people who are on my level if my level is lower and then try to heal myself while healing with them and heal them by healing myself, I chose the road of let me figure this out myself and then kind of enjoy how strong we can be together. I don't think I can have a daughter. I can let myself have a daughter if I don't become the strongest person that I know. And I wholeheartedly believe that I have built myself into the person that is one of the strongest people that I know currently. I know how much I can do. I know my full potential. I know where I'm going. I know all the things that I will achieve and that you will witness. I understand the responsibility. I act from love. I make sure that my heart is kind and warm and open and giving. I make sure that I have boundaries. I build myself into the person who is strong. I give myself the most love. And I don't want this to sound in this no hate to any of the girlies. I will not name drop. But I don't want this to sound like self-love, respect yourself, build boundaries. I'm not talking from that space. I'm talking from just sit with yourself and think what you want and act as if you are that person in order to be that person. You have to pretend. Rihanna said, pretend. On days when you don't feel like it, just pretend. So it's not being fake. It's literally how self-concept works. This is quite I call this a whimsical word. I call this like a whimsical concept. Quite a feminine TikTok trend type of a word. But self-concept is basically law of assumption, one of the laws of the universe. You assume that you are something, so it tricks your mind into acting that way. This is why vision boards work, because you see it all the time and you assume that it's your reality. Your subconscious reads it as your reality, as a part, something is on your wall, you read it unconsciously, you don't even have to think about it, but it's in your field of vision. So you're like, yeah. And so you end up walking through your day with this thought that this thing is in your reality. So you make choices around that subconscious belief. This is a part of self-concept. You can also force it a bit more. You can be like, let's assume that I am married. What would I do? How would I act? How would I talk to people? Would I pursue any man that disrespects me? Any man who plays games? What would I do? In order to like even have a thought of having a kid, in my opinion, you need to understand the full responsibility. You need to make sure that you are that person who is able to provide this stability, safety, comfort, love, everything, and you're bringing life into this world. You need to make sure that you are strong enough. And how I made sure that I'm strong enough, this is equal with self-love, self-trust. Trust is so important in love. Love requires trust, and trust needs proof. And love also needs action, because you can say that you love someone and then what? Okay, you love me and what? This is a feeling. Love is more than just a feeling. Love is not just saying I love you. Love really needs action and work. Because to build love and accumulate it, you need trust, and trust requires proof. You need to accumulate evidence. You need to gather proof, collected like Pokemon cards. Proof that you can do it. Proof that you are strong enough. Proof that you show up for yourself. Proof that you respect yourself. Proof that you complete your to-do lists. Proof that you keep promises to yourself. You need to trust yourself, and you do it by repeating actions that are not comfortable, that you are not used to, that don't feel right, but you know who you want to be, and this person who is that person who has this reality, who lives in it, would do it. So you do it, and that's how you build trust. This is how I see it. So repeated actions. Obviously, don't jump into extremes. Don't wake up at 5 a.m. and do all of this like homeschooled kid activities. You can if that's what you want. You don't have to be a crypto kid. You don't have to go crazy over numbers. You don't have to buy into the hustle culture. You don't have to buy every course in the world, buy every crystal in the world. That's the different polarity of the situation. That's what the girlies are doing. You don't have to buy no Moldavite. You don't have to become this soft girl. I attract. I'm magnetic. Focus on controlling your thoughts. Focus on your mind. Be real with yourself. What do you want? And act. Simple. Simple. Literally so simple. So let me repeat myself. Love needs action. And love is built by trust. Trust needs proof. So in order to love yourself and trust yourself, you need to collect evidence of the fact that you can do it. You need to collect evidence of you showing up, you respecting yourself, you making decisions that are aligned with your values. This is like falling in love with anyone. If it's not lust, if it's actual love, you will collect proof of this person showing up to you. You won't just fall into love. You will rise in love. You will collect evidence of them being the right fit for you to build a family, if that's what you're looking for, if that's what your values are. You will slowly and gradually collect evidence of this person trusting you, of you trusting this person. This is a slow process. Don't jump into, I love myself, I'm the best. This is ego. Be graceful, be slow, be mindful. Build routines. Also, this is how I keep myself accountable. I build routines. I want my daughter to be, organized, to have goals, to have priorities, to work on herself, to have a work ethic. It's not masculine to have a work ethic. You don't have to get all the money in the world, but knowing what you want, working towards it with passion, with ambition, with craving, with responsibility, with feeling of, I am so powerful, I can bring anything into this reality, is what I want my daughter to have. So that's what I do. Because you can't teach any kid anything just by telling them, you need to be this. No, you lead by example. You lead by action. Love needs action. If this is something that will resonate in my daughter's heart, she will repeat. If it won't resonate in her heart, she will find her own way. But I lead by example. And that's exactly why politics don't work, because the examples are trash. The examples do not work. The examples are fake, they're not genuine, they're not from the heart. Leaders are not leading by example. If anything, they're leading by wrong examples, by really, really disingenuous truths and actions. We don't complain. We go and we lead by example. The most lost people become leaders. The most people who ask the most questions become leaders. They find answers within themselves. They sit with themselves long enough, and they find evidence of the fact that they're strong enough to handle all of it, and they let the pain built them into the person who they were meant to be. A misfit is someone who creates something that the world is lacking. They don't just sit and complain, oh, this is trash. I don't like this. This world is insane. All these people are fake. They become a real person. This one real person in the crowd is enough to win. Your essence is enough to succeed. You just being good is enough for your world to change. And if your world changes, you will show up as that person, and someone will pick up that energy and maybe shift their reality a bit into a more realer perspective, into a more higher frequency, into a more genuine world. You shift the world by shifting your own world. This is like with going vegan. Nothing will change if I just go vegan. It's just one person. It will. Slowly but gradually. This example might trigger some people. I realize how this wasn't a good example, but it resonates within my heart, so I still say it. That's what I do. Again, how to stay consistent, and procrastination is also very, very, very tied into that. What is procrastination? I really wanted to make like a separate video about this, and I might, but I'll just touch on it quickly because it perfectly ties into this topic. Procrastination is you not trusting yourself, not trusting your vision enough, or either that or you not doing this thing from the heart and you don't want to do it because it's not for you. But more frequently is just you not trusting yourself, you not believing that you can stay consistent in this, so you just put it off. So, you kind of make it not matter in your mind. It doesn't matter enough. It's not, you don't want it bad enough. That's the reason. So what ends up starting this procrastination loop is decision fatigue. You can't really decide what to do. It's like you have so many things on your to-do list and you end up starting something, not finishing it, then running to the next thing, then you're running out of time. You feel like you're running out of time constantly. You feel like you're running somewhere. That's why meditation helps, breathing helps, realizing that nothing matters helps. Not falling into this nihilistic nothing matters loop, this is not what I mean, but just giving yourself space to breathe, to reconnect with the now, to reconnect with God, to just touch your heart slowly, be very graceful, like literally show up to yourself like your kid. Don't buy into the hustle culture. Don't be like, I love David Goggins with all my heart, but not just because he pushed me to evolve, but also that he showed me this radical standpoint of literally breaking your bones and doing harmful things. He is an example of a person who is very stubborn, but also, proves that you can do it even if your bones are broken, but also shows you that going to extremes will harm you. If that's the sacrifice that you feel like you want and need to make, do it. But if not, then just be graceful and slow with yourself. You still can achieve things by being slow and graceful. Anyways, why motivation doesn't work, why you can't beat procrastination with motivation. Because your body, your physical part of your mind, your brain, doesn't need stimulation to go and do things. Videos, books, someone telling you something, it's stimulation. It's basically temporary motivation. It will not provide consistency. It will not teach you to get stuff done. Your mind needs genuine reasons, a real vision, and you providing evidence that you can do it. Slowly and gradually giving yourself little uncomfortable to-do lists, completing them, and in that way collecting evidence that you can show up. You can do it. This is the consistency. This is how consistency is built, and procrastination can be healed. Because it is a disease. It puts you in a state of not being at ease. Procrastination can be healed by you showing up slowly, gradually, gracefully, collecting evidence that you are strong enough and becoming the person who is strong and who you trust the most. I hope you find this string of hope and trust in yourself. You will build this trustworthy, evidence-based relationship with yourself, and you will be able to build the life that you desire that is for you. You can also find me on Instagram at Lisa Bashkova. I post a lot of interesting stuff there. I post stories every day. You have updates. You have behind the scenes of these videos. I'm also a model, so there are frequent shoots there. Thank you for watching this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for taking the energy to give yourself this peaceful space of sitting in nature with me. This is a part of showing up. This is a part of staying consistent, of building that trust. This is a part of our self-concept together. Because, essentially we are doing this together. I'm doing this with you right now. I'm showing up as my authentic self. I'm showing up in a way that I would love my daughter to see and witness and, be here with me in the setting. It's Friday night, and I'm in a garden near the roses, speaking universal law. This is a beautiful, beautiful evening. What can I say? Okay, I love you. Take care of yourself. Remember to drink a lot of water. Nourish your soul, body, and mind. And take things very slowly. You have a lot of time. This life is short, but we do have a lot of time here. Yeah, have fun. Go play. Go just experience all of this. This is beautiful.